Teacher Nikki here to share with you the behavioral issues that I've come across as a VIPKID teacher and how I handled them. Let me start by saying I have not experienced everything there is out there, but the list is growing. These are the things that I've encountered and have figured out how to work through them and continue this journey of being a VIPKID teacher. The first one is a student changing the screen. You know they've done it. The light on their face is changed. You're asking them to read and you can tell they're not even on the screen. They can't even see the lesson any longer. And the thing that I've found that is most helpful is just to say, go back to the lesson or point out a picture. Can you see the dog on the screen? It is usually enough for them to switch back for that moment, at least, to get that slide done. The changing of the screen or them having more than one screen available is something that I have come across more than once. Particularly, I have one student that, depending on what adult is in the room with him, he is doing something completely different than VIPKID. And it is still my job to get the content in those 25 to 28 minutes. When you're in a lesson and a student is not responding to your questions or prompts to get through the lesson, it is most effective to use the student's name. And in the moment, sometimes it can just go blank. That's why in front of my screen, I always have a nameplate with the student's name and their age. So that instead of me saying, will you read number 2? I can say, kid, your name, read number 2. And in some ways, it brings them out of me just being teacher to being someone who actually knows them. And I have found that to be helpful. The third thing I have come across is I have come across some very chatty students that will do their own extension. But if we went at their pace, I'd still be teaching the class an hour and a half later. So the best thing to do for them is to encourage them to get done with what is required by VIPKID so that we can have free talk time, because I do want to hear everything you have to say. And I will even go back to a slide if there's something very important for you to see. But we've got to get through the lesson first. The fourth thing that I've come across is students saying inappropriate things. Now, I've read on Facebook the horror stories that some students say, and I haven't had that yet. But I've had things like poo-poo and pee-pee and blowing spit bubbles into the camera. And I just say that I don't understand what they're talking about. I don't know what that means. And I usually use their name and direct them back to what I want them to be working on. Something that I did last night, because I had a student that was speeding forward in everything, and we were not getting any time for extension or for me to even check for understanding, is I used the magnifying glass tool. It's a new tool, but it blacks out the whole screen except for the circle. And so I only showed one math problem for him to say if it was addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And it slowed everything down. It also held his attention because it was a novelty. It was something new. And we've got to do that. They've taken 300, 400 classes, and so it all can blur together. The second new tool that I've started using that caught a student's attention and they paid attention better was where you can take your camera and put it down where the teaching material was. Because I had a student that I suspected had my camera and his camera visible, but the teaching materials were covered with another page or another screen. Well, when I switched it and I asked him a question, he looked down and all he said was, "Huh?" Because he had to adjust. It was new, it was novel, and I was able to get through the lesson. Now, these are the things that I have been able to do as I navigate through being a VIPKID teacher. You know, some of these are not such a big deal, and I'm sure other challenges will come, and as they come, I'll make a video just sharing with you what I've experienced next. But so far, it's been things like changing the screen, not paying attention, being extra chatty, and saying things that are so inappropriate. Not anything like I've read in Facebook. If you have come across some things and want to brainstorm with me on how you can solve those behavior problems, let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe this video so that you can get updates when I put out new VIPKID videos. If you would like help with your VIPKID journey, my referral link and code will be in the description below. Until next time, bye friends.